All right, first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, in the name of His only begotten Son, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash, Wadi Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, for revealing the spirit of truth unto us in the last days, which the world cannot receive, giving double honor to the apostles, the elders of great millstone, and taught us the 100% truth according to the Bible. Brought the thumb, peace, love, and salutations to this Corning Wa Achim, the elders and the brothers standing stiffly for the names of Yahweh, by Yahushai, in truth and in sincerity. All right, we the branch of Great Millstone Temple, Florida. All right, in the heart of Babylon, the belly of the beast, out here in the spirit of truth. All right, just going through the spirit, another class, and brothers just supping through the spirit. All right, and as you can see, the title is Observing the Times, and we are living in some, as Elder Adama said, one of the last street preachings was, I believe that we are living in the most beautiful and scary times, and that's right on, because as you can see the fruition of this digital currency, this digital technology, all right, the times that we're living in right now, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians knows that's taking place. It's a transfer, all right, of going from one currency to another. Things is getting ready to go digital real soon, and they're putting it in your face. They're putting it in the movies, all right. They're showing you. All right, countless of many articles, even WEF, Klaus Schwab, Noah Harari, they're telling you their whole agenda pursuant to the fourth industrial revolution, all right, is to pretty much break into AI in a digital realm, okay, where you will be in a digital prison, man. All right, if you do not accept that or bow to these rules and regulations, then it'll be pretty much, what's that word? Ostracized? Yeah, ostracized out of society. Because the only way for you to be able to produce and maintain in this upcoming digital society is to have that CBDC, that CHIP implanted in you, man. So things is going digital. But the prophets are here to observe the times, to warn you, and to feed you, all right, with this truth. All right, as we were given from Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, man. Okay?
It's 2nd Ezra 9, verse 1. The prophet Ezra, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, it says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, and real quick, I'm looking at these articles, it's ultimately to want to be as God. Psalms 14, the fool have said inside there is no God. So he wants to know the in and outs of every human being. And that's what this whole human tracking, all right, and monitoring, okay, and facial recognition, all right, and digital ID, all right, UBI, all right, IOBs, okay, IoTs, this whole you and technology thing is about. He wants to know the in and outs of every human, man. And chiefly, he wants the elect. Okay, but I just wanted to say that real quick.
Okay. So, observing the times. All right, you go into that word observe, the verb, it says to hold to a manner of life or course of conduct, carry out the dictates of attend to and practice, to keep, follow. All right, so the Lord gave us prophecies. As you go into Habakkuk 2, it says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. All right, the tables in the ancient world, tablets. So write the vision and make it plain. So to observe, it says to keep, to follow. Does not the scripture say to keep those sayings that was written within? Okay, so to keep the sayings. So right now, the key prophecy on the table, all right, that's going to get the ball rolling pretty much. It's going to be the catalyst to the end, the catalyst to the chaos, the catalyst to the World War III, all right, to civil unrest. It all revolves around the MOTB, the mark of the beast, written about in Revelation 13, chapter the 16th verse. So to keep, follow, to observe, watch over, follow, watch over, note, to heed, to look, attend to, guard, regard, comply, in front of, all right, to watch, keep safe, this is the point, sense of watch, perceive, notice. Okay, to notice. That's when you observe something, you notice something. All right, to notice. And a lot of you people aren't noticing the change of worlds that's getting ready to happen. Okay, and how it's directly linked to biblical prophecy. A lot of you can say, yeah, the world's changing. All right, but you failing to notice that this is linking right up with biblical prophecy. That's why the scriptures say that it's going to come as a snare upon the whole world. Because a lot of you not observing, a lot of you not noticing. All right, it says notion of see to note omens. Okay, so what the article the brother's about to go into is an omen. All right, of something to come. Meaning to say by way of remark. All right, but you brothers got it. If you want to get into the article.
Yeah, I got a precept to back real quick. You know, going to point you made about you seeing things but not observing. Because Isaiah 42, I started verse 18. It says, "Hear ye deaf and look ye blind, that ye may see." You know, so going to the Lord serve the prophets, we are your eyes and your ears. You know, going to things we're observing, we're calling out. You know, the evil things that happen, the wicked plots of the elites. I started on the east, even so white men, you know, warning you, you know, of false prophets, you know, sellouts, and ultimately things to stay away from. The Lord talked about him having lords over his flock before, you know, prior to his return. You know, so going to read again, Isaiah 42 verse 18. Here, ye deaf and look ye blind, that ye may see. And you know, ultimately again, the point is, you can only see if the Lord allows you to see. You know, but verse 19 it says, "Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant?" You know, so Jake, our people, is the most blindest people on the planet Earth right now. You know, he even got out of the park earlier. You know, this is old Edomite, can't even walk, big. You know, had a whole bottle of beer in his hand. You know, but he's playing on the radio. I can hear, you know, stuff about you know, stuff that's going on in the world. You know, he's talk shows, he does a podcast you listen to. You know, saying some point about, you know, the corruption and things that are going on in the government. You know, because Esau, you know, he's an idiot. You know, he still knows more than what's going on with the average Jake, and then the average Jake knows. You know, but again, going to our people, you know, as was it Hosea, the destroyer for lack of knowledge, is because you forsook that rock that begat you, man. That's why you're lost in the dark, because you know that light came as truth, and Jake is out the loop because they're not taking heed to who the Lord sent his servants and prophets. And the point here, verse 20, Isaiah 42, verse 20, it says, "Seeing many things, but thou observest not, opening the ears, but hear not." You know, so Jake is all, you know, eyes and ears to stuff that don't matter. You know, so you know, things that they're seeing, they can't put two and two together because they don't have the spirit of discernment. The Lord didn't give that light bulb go off to say, "Damn, this is something going on here. This ain't right." You know, only thing that does click is with the Lord's elect. You know, we went earlier before the video started how the election have obtained it, but the rest were blinded. You know, because by the Lord has ultimately this world set a stage of great judgment. You know, because again, you know, you're evil in rebellion towards your power, Yahweh Shai. That's why you're gonna be left here to be stored in Jacob's trouble when his devil comes down with great wrath. You know,
I got a quick precept to back you up real quick. Isaiah 62 and verse 6, right to the point. "I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace." And that's the point. Never is the key word, because that fear, all right, we're motivated and we're pushed by the fear. What's that in Hebrews 11? It says, "Move with fear." All right, by Noah being warned of the Most High, things are not yet come. Move with fear. So we're moved with fear to never hold our peace when it comes down to watching for these certain signs that's taking place on the planet Earth. We're soaring to the end of the world. You saw Edom, how he's moving, what he's doing behind closed doors. The scripture say we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Okay, and pretty much being watchmen, being overseers, supervisors. Okay, in the spirit, the scripture say in Acts 20 and 28, "Take heed over the flock, which the Holy Spirit have made you overseers over." So we're supposed to be watching for these things, pursuant to your peace. Okay, pursuant to your peace, man. Okay, in your trouble, because the time of Jacob's trouble is coming. It says, "He that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence." Okay, so we're not supposed to keep silence. We're supposed to, once again, going back to that word observing, we're supposed to keep notice, keep watch, keep track, follow. All right, okay, and mention these things when it comes down to your safety, man. Because believe it or not, when this CHIP is definitely rolled out, all right, made mandatory, it's going to impact every last one of you Israelites. This one, Isaiah 13th chapter. All right, you can say, "How ye for the day of the Lord is at hand." That's pretty much it.
Now, if you want to get in that article, like,
Yeah, they don't.
I'm gonna read.
Yeah, it's another time.
All right, this is verified. This is from Reuters.com under technology, and it says verified human.
Yep, verified human, because going to this devil's NWO, he wants the word verified pretty much means to be trustworthy. So this device that's going to be made mandatory, he's making it so that we've made a point about earlier that you can't exist in this world, he can't trust you unless you be a worshiper of him. So you being verified, which this article we'll get into is going to a digital ID. This is what's going to be able to get you free pass to be able to maneuver in this NWO system that the devil is about to push and make mandatory real soon.
It says WorldCoin users queue up for iris scans.
An iris scan is your eye scan. So going to biometric data, that's going to be on this CHIP. Your fingerprint. You got an iris scan, and you can read more information on someone's eye than your fingerprint. So if you get a retina scan, the retina scan will give you more information about who this person is than your fingerprint would. So this information, is going to transactional data. You're going to the root words of charagma. Of Mark. Charagma, charax, and grapho. That's that biometric data that's going to be on the CHIP to identify you, to be verified. And you got to verify on Instagram, verify on Twitter, where you're going to be verified, to be a well behaved citizen of this NWO by taking the CHIP. With the social credit system they're going to put in place, and so on and forth with the things that they're going to do to try to oppress you, the carbon footprint, again, these things to ultimately oppress you in a way that's never been seen before in history, and again, going to the point of you not observing the times. So this is Yahusha said, you hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky and everything, but you can't, how is it that you cannot discern the time? It's the time that the Lord warned us about thousands years ago. It's happening now, what you said, oh, it's far off, but now it's not tyranny speaking for itself, but yeah, that precept,
Kind of says
yeah, we some
kind of says under Reuters July 25th. So this article came out yesterday. It says people around the world are getting their eyeballs scanned in exchange for digital ID.
Yep. So again, going to the point of being blinded, so that's what happens with a free service. Usually, the trade-off is your privacy. So you got a free social media app, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Well, what you're getting in exchange, what these companies are getting is in exchange is free advertising.
Exactly.
So because that's why we know this MOTB system is all revolving around buying and selling. That's why it's a crucial point when you go into Revelation 13, verse 16 on down. You have to talk about the buying and selling part.
Right. Yeah. It says, and the promise of free cryptocurrency shrugging off concerns amongst privacy campaigners and data regulators.
So people are freely giving away their privacy, freely giving away, their personal information, to, again, these people that don't have no interest in you besides making money off of you, so the incentive is free cryptocurrency, which, that's the incentive to get this thing, which is a terrible price to pay, because that's why Alshay said, what purpose pretty much is it if a man gain the world, lose his own soul, man? You're selling yourself, you're selling yourself for what? For an imaginary digital, whatever they call it, cryptocurrency. Yeah, digital world, but because that's why it goes into the level of money, it's the root of all evil. You people about to make a very, very terrible decision by taking the CF, because what's going to come next shortly after is thermal missiles. Nobody's considering that. The consequences. That's what happens with a woman. They're in the moment. You know, you people are in the moment with these new technology, and you're all oohing the eye with this devil's left hand technology, and you're not weighing the consequences of what's gonna happen after all this stuff really starts getting rolling, man. You know. Read some more of that.
Yeah, it says founded by Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT developer.
Yep, and ChatGPT is an AI algorithm learning machine, and you know a lot of you know people are getting into this AI stuff, and you know really it's just an open source. You know you type in stuff and it just gives you information really quick. You know you say how do I make a chicken salad? You know you can ask anything. You know and you know going to this is what is publicly used. So imagine the technology that Esau has. You know these algorithms. You know what do you think? These computer learning systems are doing, they're giving back information to the people who are in ownership of these algorithms. YouTube, you know, again, these social media apps, what they do, they sell your information, all right, the things you're interested in, and they advertise things for you to buy, you know? And again, this is the whole system that the devil wants to push because he wants more control, you know? So again, what's the word? Incentivizing, you know, stupid things like convenience, you know, free this, free that. You know, again, what you're doing is you're giving yourself away, you know, because again, when this thing is made mandatory, you're gonna have literally no freedoms, you know, no freedom because with a digital currency, you know, you can't do anything with the devil approving it. That's why it's had this Fed Now thing going. You know, what do you think this is all about? People don't even know what Fed Now is. What is Fed Now? You know, and that's a very important thing to pay attention to because why? Because everything you purchase now is flowing through an entity, okay, not even a government entity. It's a whole different setup, okay, that you know, not even involved with the U.S. government. You know, going to the Federal Reserve, that again, you know, ultimately is controlled by the elites. And what the elites want, they want you to be controlled and under, you know, debt forever, you know, because that's how they control you, by being debt slaves, you know. Read some more of that and then get Galatians 3:10 and read it, and read it in the NLT.
It says, developer OpenAI, the WorldCoin project, says it is aimed to create a new, quote, identity and financial network.
Yeah, and what's that all about? You know, so right now, you know, these things are all projects. You know, eventually, you know, the big players will get in, you know, and soak up the little guys, so to say. That's how it was with these early cryptos. You know, if you look at crypto now, who's been talking about crypto? Not nobody, because that buzz is over. Because why? Because the big players started to step in. You know, you got central banks now in development, if not already. Russia signed a bill. Was it the other day? I think Ryan put in the chat about the digital yuan. You know, I mean that's China. The ruble, digital ruble. You know, so what's happening is these governments now are stepping in with these cryptocurrencies because the experiment phase is over. Now it's about to be live action. You know, in full go mode with these digital currencies, man. You know, which we know again the MOT is right around the corner. You know.
Mm-hmm. It says, and that is its digital ID will allow users to, among other things, prove online that they are human, not bot.
So, if Bubble Chop, if I can make a point. So right now, you know, as the brothers are going into the transfer from this paper system to a digital system, and really one simple term you can liken it onto is basically you're gonna need a license to buy and sell.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a license. Like right now, you can just get some cash, right, and you just go in the store. You know, you don't need a license for that. You get hold of some cash, you can go in there and purchase. But what Esau is doing, basically what he's moving to, you're gonna need a license, some identification to buy and sell, to make purchases. Therefore, putting you on a grid, because that's why they wanted to get rid of cash. All right, because they say, oh, terrorists, they carry bunches of cash and they can move all around the country, and you'll never know where they at. Because the cash is not traced. You go to this store, you spend cash, untraceable. You go to that store, you spend cash, untraceable. So now, in order to buy and sell, basically you need a license now. You're gonna have to get a digital ID, which ultimately is gonna lead to you getting that chip. You go into that word license, right? It says the noun formal authorization. That's what the brothers be going to. You know, you're not authorized to purchase that. That's going to be the new system. No, you can't purchase that. So basically, Esau's making, well, you need a license to be a part of the market, to buy and sell and trade. You don't need a license for that. And, you know, it's not far-fetched. Because what, and you need a business in order to buy and sell or whatever. They want you to have a license, for that business. You got to pay taxes. All that shit has to be reported. Okay, so Esau now is basically, he's crunching down to where you gotta have authorization for everything. All that gotta be authorized. Everything you do has to be authorized.
I just wanted to make a quick point to back you up. That's why it has to be authorized for you to get on the road, authorized to go fishing.
License, yeah, everything.
Right? That's license. Going back to they have to know who you are out here in the water.
Exactly.
Who are you? You know what I'm saying? So now instead of them, because money is not traceable,
Exactly.
they're going to be able to. You got world dominance, you got world powers. Get ready to fight for world dominance by tracking you with this digital ID.
Yeah.
Fighting for that world dominance, man.
Yep. It says a formal authorization, official permission. So you people, Baruch Shah, get Revelation 12 and 12 real fast. All right. This says official permission. So you're going to need permission to purchase something, man. That's going into a license. This is what we're coming to. This is the new world order, man. You're going to need permission. You want to buy that soda, you're going to need permission to buy that soda. Okay? It's permission, a permit. You have a permit for that? Esau is big on it. You have a permit for that? A privilege. Okay? So it's going to be a privilege to buy and sell, which is going into what we've been talking about. Start from Elder Greatness on down. Total control. License going to privilege. So it's going to be a privilege to buy and sell in his system, man. Freedom. So you financial freedom. All you are looking for financial freedom. You're in tons of debt, right? As the brothers is going to, that's going to come with its incentives. Free cryptocurrencies. That's going to give you financial freedom if you switch over to this digital system. Liberty, power, possibility. The license, what? Possibility. So what? It's going to be impossible. Esau will make it impossible for you to eat, buy, and sell without his chip. But we know with the Most High, all things are possible. All right. Permission, freedom, liberty, to be allowed, be lawful. So it's going to be unlawful for you to use cash, man. Unlawful for you to use cash. It's going to be like, hey, what are you doing? We don't accept that no more. So cash is not going to be no longer lawful to offer, to bargain. That's the only thing you're going to have to bargain with is the chip. Make a bid, all right? That's pretty much that, meaning formal permission from authority to do something. All right? You get the point? So that's why I say he called it all. So basically what he's doing is you got to come get a license to be able to buy and sell. That's simply what he's doing. You need a license to buy and sell. And that license is going to be the form of that charagma. You're going to have to be implanted, but you got to go there.
You got to be tapped into this new way to abide society, which we brought this out at camp, last week, man. You have to partake in this new system in order to participate in their society, man. That's what the fourth industrial is all about. That's why they're ushering in this technology while you niggas is concerned about Bronny, having a cardiac arrest, man. Esau is pushing, this agenda right under your nostrils, man. You see? Go ahead. I know you got something like that.
No, it's just the point you made earlier about this devil wanting to be like the Most High. He's
control, man.
Yeah, that chip is pretty much the key.
Yeah.
And everything else is locked. At least you have that key. You can't enter into his kingdom. He's pretty much trying to be like the gatekeeper. You can't participate in my world. All the fancy stuff that you drool and lust after. That chasing that bag. Living the dream up. Going to vacation spots. Buying nice cars. You're not gonna have that possibility unless you bow to me and worship me. And that's what Satan did when he was tempting Yahushua. He said, all these kingdoms are mine. Just worship me and you can have whatever you want. And that's that offer that the devil about to do with the entire planet Earth.
Yeah. And real quick, just to back you up, the movie with Tom Cruise that came out in 2002, Minority Report. He walked into the store, and the cameras, what did they do? They had a facial recognition program. They scanned his eye. I went into the word iris because it said eye scan. It's still more in that article that you want to, brother. But I went into the etymology real quick. Let me bring you back of iris real quick. And it says looking into the membrane. So going into the word membrane, it says a layer. So Esau wants that control. He wants that layer of knowing who each and every person is, because every eye is unique. You know, everybody's eye is unique. So he wants to know who each and every individual is with his facial recognition, with his scanners, his tracking, man. You see? All right, and ultimately him putting this device in you is going to be your C-hip. All right, it's going to be your chip. All right, knows that has all your information on it, what you like, what you don't like. Okay, what stores you like to go to, all that shit, man. He wants that layer of a God. He wants that power of knowing who everybody is, man. What you got to know?
And he knows it. He knows it now. What you like, all this stuff. It's just now you gotta put your ID on it. You gotta put the identification on it. All right. Your cellular device is doing all the groundwork for them. Okay, and a lot of you can't live without your cell phones, man. All right. I had a precept, Bible shop. It's a First Maccabees 1 verse 10. It says, "And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus or Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, the son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome, and he reigned in 137 year of the kingdom of the Greeks." So this time in the Greek Empire. It says, "In those days went there out Israel wicked men, who persuaded many." And this is going to happen again. Wicked men is going to persuade a lot of you Israelites that's going to endorse, right, this new system, this new digital system, ultimately the mark of the beast. It says persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant," and that covenant is going to be that charagma. All right, it's going to pierce your skin. That's going to be the covenant that you're going to make with these heathen. Let us make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we've had much sorrow. And that's how Esau gonna make your life very sorrowful if you don't have that chip. You ain't gonna be able to buy or sell. It says, "So this device pleased them well." All right. And going into that device, this is imagination. But literally, it's gonna be an actual device this time. Okay, because Esau has the power and the technology to do so now. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward therein that they went to the king, who gave them license, permission. Okay, and that's what this chip is basically going to be, a license to buy and sell, to bait, not just to buy and sell, everything, man. Okay, it says who gave them a license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. So nothing you want to need to sign. All right. In order to be a part of Esau's society, you're gonna have to have a license, all right, to participate in this society. And that new license is not gonna be the one in your wallet with your photo ID on it. That's gonna be done away with. Remember, the fourth industrial revolution is digital. So all your cards and your new license is gonna be that chip, man. All right.
Going back to the article on Reuters.com, it says.
Just read the last part.
Okay. All right, Con. It says the project launched on Monday with eyeball scans taking place in countries including Britain, Japan, and India.
Read the last part.
All right, Con. All right, slow down. It says founded by Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT, developer OpenAI, the WorldCoin project says it is aimed to create a new, quote, identity and financial network. And that is digital ID, which allows users to, among other things, prove online that they are human and not robot.
And so going to a network is a body of communication. So that's why going to IoT, being the Internet of Things, that's why the last tie is tying you into that whole system. You already have your phone, you already have your TV, your laptop. People now have refrigerators, you know, freaking toasters that have internet capability that makes it smart. That's where you get smart from. So again, going to that last and final thing is putting a financial system, you know, on that IoT, you know, which you have to be plugged into that, you know. So you know, going to you know, this verifiable, you know, eye scan, you know, because it's, you know, obviously going to be an issue too with the chip is, you know, things can be hacked. Anything that's connected to the internet or has, you know, digital information can be hacked. So, you know, with this chip, I'm pretty sure there's already people now that can have a blank chip and steal your chip information. But you know, 'cause they do that with cars, like they intercept. That's how thieves do it, because especially with Hellcats and Chargers, they have really bad systems of security. You know, so but they have these things that they shoot codes, and eventually guesses the code to unlock the door. You know, so you know, with I forgot what they call it. You pretty much you capture the signal. You know, you intercept, because that's what communication is. What they do is they intercept the communication. So with this chip, you know, they'll intercept the communication, and people, you know, that'll definitely be a thing with people, you know, stealing people's chip ID. So that's why the points of the iris scan can now even, it's like a, you know, you have your set up an account or an app. They'll say two-phase authentication. So one, you have your password, and the other one you tie your phone number to, or something like that. So that'd be that two-factor authentication is going to be scanning your eyes, you know. But the point again, going to your eyes, 'cause that's every point too, because you know what y'all should say, where your treasure is, where your heart would be. You know, if your eye be single, you know, pretty much your body be full of light. So if your eye's not single, all right, pretty much what you're focusing on, all right, that's where your heart's gonna be at. So your people are getting your eye scanned, you know, because wow, your eyes are all in this world, you know, and the tie into going to getting the title of that article, or really going to that company, is called WorldCoin, because if you get it by Rashad, Revelation 3:10, you know, we did an NLT. This test is to those that to see who belongs onto this world, you know. So it's a fitting name to call it WorldCoin, because those that belong to this world are gonna take it, you know.
I only have the NIV on Blue Letter. It says similar, but
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the NIV said. I just know NLT. You can read in the KJV.
I got the NIV is similar. Revelation 3:10 NIV says, "Since you have kept my command to endure patiently, I will also keep you from the hour of trial that is going to come on the whole world to test the inhabitants of the earth."
Yep. So that goes into our faith, that, you know, when we see these things coming, you know, if you be not a spiritual man, you'll say, damn, you know, that worldly saying is, we can't beat them, join them. You know, you'll say, damn, Esau about to take over. You know, ain't no way stopping this. You know, and it's true to a point, because that's what we say. Keep that letter for let till he be taken out the way. And Yahweh shall absolutely be the one that's going to end all this, because no one else is going to stop this man from doing this. You know, we're going to keeping the word of his patience, being suffering, you know, trying to be righteous in an evil, wicked world, you know, keeping his ways, rehearsing righteous acts, you know, honoring, you know, Sabbath days, and honoring, you know, things we can, you know, in this present world, you know, so that we can ultimately find favor in the sight of the Lord. Those, when the judgment day comes, you know, he takes care of us, you know, if we be part of his elect. He said, "My servant shall eat, you know, my servant shall drink." You know, I remember knocking at a point not too long ago about, you know, this devil doesn't control who eats and who drinks. You know, he doesn't control who lives and who dies. You know, he's just in a seat right now to where it looks like he's in control. You know, but the Lord is the one ultimately puppeteering this whole thing. He says, "The king starts the hand of the Lord." You know, he moves it however he wants to, if you're paraphrasing. You know, but you have yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 3 verse 10.
And then the word world on the
The word world.
yeah. Can you get the word world?
It says Revelation 3:10 in the NLT. It says, "Because you have obeyed my command to persevere, I will protect you from the great time of testing that will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world."
There you go. You know, so going to that great testing, you know, is that temptation, all right, that enticing, you know, moment of, you know, taking this thing, you know, because why? Because of the condition that we're going to be in. You know, who knows where we are going to be, you know, when this thing really plays out. But, you know, the time frame of how long this thing is going to happen and play out, you know, we don't know. The chip could be made mandatory today, but I don't mean the Lord going to return that day, you know. So, you know, whatever we have at that time, we just have to deal with and truly be on our faith, you know, with Yahweh Shai, he's going to provide, you know. But, you know, going to the point of the trial of the world, You know, that's why again going to the world coin, whatever they call it, you know, that's why we know it's an agenda, it's a new world order agenda, you know, and that's what it say with second Ezra 8th chapter about those that consent shall be having derision. Consent means to agree, you know, you're okay with it, all right, you're gonna be having derision because why? Hey, you take that seed of Revelation 14th chapter, you're gonna get the full cup of the wrath of the Lord, you know, which is becoming the missiles, you know, but you got the word world.
Come.
Strong's G 3625, oikumene. Oikumene.
All right, oikumene, and it says the inhabited earth. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
The whole inhabited earth, the world.
Exactly. So wherever there's buildings, you know, high-rise buildings, you know, wherever there's street lights, you know, whatever there's stores, you know, whatever there's sort of say civilized society, you know, because it's obviously not going to have our temptation in Amazon jungle. You know, there's going to be our temptation in these cities. You know, once again, what the brother's making a point about the grid. You know, that's why he's Xing out farmers. You know, people that have a self-sustained lifestyle. He's making it really hard for them. You know, making their way of life so much harder to survive. Because why? Because this devil wants to push you into those cities so they can control you, so he can count you and mark you. You know, that goes into that what's it called, the census. You know, we want you in his system so that he can control you. You know, and that goes into you participating. You know, you can't participate in something that you're not involved in. So that's why again, going to be flooding you into the city because he's going to plug you into that system. You know.
And it's going back to one of the examples that was used on that movie. They cloned Tyrone. One of the Edomites said, he said, "Look, man, the elites they've been already left this place. You know, they cashed out, left this place as an experiment, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that he said in that movie, which stuck out to me, because that's what 2/3 are. They're nothing but an experiment of Esau's product. All right, that's why he has these you know, he has infiltrated your drugs. All right, you know, not to get off topic, but he infiltrated the church. He infiltrated, you know, these certain places wherever Jake, you know, resides, because it's the experiment of your rebelliousness, man. You see that how far left will Jake go from his power?
And those things you listed are things in the world.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Esau can't taint the things that are in the heavens. You know, that's where our conversation is. You know, that's where our mind is. And that's why, you know, this truth can't be corrupted, because why? It doesn't come from this earth. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you Jackson world, man, you're earthly. You know, and that's why this devil control you, because you're all into the flesh. You know, so again, going to that testing, which it is an experiment, but it's also the Lord's experiment. You know, it's how Basham Shai experiment of those who believe and who don't. You know, because right now, you know, it's sort of say cool to be Israelite. You got guys on the highways and byways, that's right, until their throats dry, but they don't really know what the hell's going on. You know, because why? They're not really paying attention to what's happening. That's going to the spirit of this lesson. You know, going to observing the times. That's why, you know, going to the mindset of the Lord's chosen is it's very stoic, because we're coming to some crazy times, man. You know, this is uncharted territories. We just say a time like no other. There's nowhere in history you can study and say, damn, this happened. No, it hasn't happened before. You know, so as the Lord said that, you know, again, He's going to keep us from that time because He kept His patience. That's the suffering and humiliation now. You know, we don't look too crazy now. Some of my apostles on down about this MOTV system, man, being a CF, being made mandatory, man, because we quoted Habakkuk 2nd chapter. You know, it shall speak for itself in the end. You know, but you know, I'll get Job 5. You know, disappoint His enterprise.
Can I get this etymology for you real quick? Just to back you up real quick. Etymology of text. It says sense of quote trial or examination to determine the correctness of something. It says it's recorded from 1500s. It says asserting the quality of a metal by melting it in a pot, and that's what's getting ready to happen. You know, Jake is getting ready with that scripture that says some hate, some precious stones, some is gold, some is silver. You know, Jake is getting ready to be tried, and the majority of our people are getting ready to go up as stubble. All right, but for the elect, this time that's getting ready to come is going to prove them, all right, if we be a part of that number, that they are not of this world. Okay, that the whole time the Lord has given them a specific spirit to overcome, okay, the hour of temptation. All right, 605 right out.
Yeah, what's it, 12?
This is Job chapter 5, in verse 12. and it reads, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Yeah, and who did he? Yahweh Shai. So going into what's happening, this mindset of men getting power, being puffed up in pride, and calling themselves a god is not new. We had Nimrod with the Tower of Babel. Everybody was of one language. They all spoke the same thing. And they built that tower in rebellion against the Lord because they thought if they built a tower high enough, they can rage war the Most High, and if you flood the earth again, they wouldn't die. But what the Lord did, He confounded all that, and it fell on His head. And that's what the Lord's going to do in this time. And going to the word enterprise. That's why it goes with that back of dollar bill. Was Anua Coeptis. Real quick, going to he have pretty much, they say that God's with their undertaking, and that's what the word enterprise means in the etymology. Is undertaking, the enterprise, is again his NWO system. He thinks that with his left hand side wisdom and technology, he's gonna be able to perform that. His enterprise is the souls of men ultimately. And again with this system, he's gonna have that control because when you think about these elites, it talks about their heart being deep. They know history. They know that eventually kingdoms fall. So what they want to do, they want to secure their wealth. They want to secure their seat on the planet Earth. And how are they going to do that? Because they're carnal. They say, "Oh, let's chip everybody."
Hey, that's heavy you say that because real quick, the scriptures say there is no new thing under the sun. The same act of a one world government, a one world order happened in the time of Nebuchadnezzar, man. Nimrod. All right, and there's nothing new under the sun. They wanted to establish themselves, bring all the nations under one, power. Well, as the brother going to go into the Anua Coeptis, it's the same shit, man. But the Lord is getting ready to humble, as the brother said, Isaiah the 2nd chapter. All right, all that is proud and lofty shall be humbled in the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But the question is, do you believe what the Lord has given us? Do you believe that there's a victory? Do you believe that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to upset this man and disappoint the crafty counsel of the wicked? Do you believe in that?
You got it?
Yeah, come. This is Anua Coeptis, and it reads, it's one of two modals on the reverse side of the Great Seal of the United States.
And once that Great Seal is that pyramid with the all-seeing eye, goes into the devil's Freemason, the luminaries, again going to that hidden hand of the elites. Those who are actually in power running the shots. They're not your so-called presidents, not your legislators, not your congressmen, the people that are on their payroll, going to the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, all these family names, that go back to, the elites of Esau, Go ahead.
It says the literal translation is, quote, he favors or has favored our undertakings.
Yeah, our undertakings, and that's again going to etymology of enterprise. That's what undertaking is, So he thinking that what it says in Psalm 50th chapter, the Lord not saying nothing is him saying he's okay with it, because the Lord kept silence. He thought he was altogether one of himself, because look what this devil did. He's achieved some great feats, in a very short amount of time. Look what this man has been able to do, and that's why I said in the book of Isaiah, it says that favor be shown to wicked. Yeah, we're not in righteousness, At the end of all this is destruction because why? He's the Mr. Can't get right. And the same reason why the Lord raised up Pharaoh to show his power and destroy him and deliver the chosen, from among those Egyptians. We do the same thing this time, But this time, not everybody's getting a ride on them ships, and it's going to be the elect this time, But that was it.
I got Revelation.
Okay,
In Revelation 12 and 12 in NIV, it says, "Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and you who dwell in them. But woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil has gone down to you. He is filled with fury, because he knows that his time is short."
Yep, and that's that bound the Lord said that he can't move an inch forward from.
Time is not on his side.
That's the only thing he can't capture, and that's what Thanos was trying to fight. He knew the last thing, to really have total dominance is you have to be able to control time. And with Esau and his pride, he's been trying to do it. He has what's that one portal he opened CERN. Yeah, he's trying to open portals, you know, and the feedback he gets is he can't see. You know, he can't see past a certain time, and there's no answers. That's why, you know, really, you know, as going to these elites, you know, they might not show it, you know, but they're terrified. You know, that's why they have doomsday bunkers and things to hide to and run to, because they really have doubts. They doubt that this thing's gonna come to pass. You know, they're pushing because they have to. They're in too deep. You know, but they don't even believe this thing's gonna come to pass, because why? Because they know that the Lord is ultimately gonna overtake them.
And that's why you have these space hotels and these deep underground military bases in the sea. Because why would you need all of these things if you were confident in your enterprise? If you were confident, yeah, right. If you were very confident that, oh yeah, we're gonna defeat the Lord, well, why are you going underground, under the sea? And you know, why do you have military bases, all right, in the sea, space hotels? Because like the brother just said, Job 18, they know the scriptures. Scripture say every heart of them is deep, wiser than Daniel. Job 18, it specifically says that the so-called wife, when Esau Edom, will be brought into to the king of terrors. He shall be made in straits. And where straight is a difficulty, man. All right, so he knows in himself. That's why he's hooked on this Google Chrome. Okay, and you know, certain things that he do, because like the brother just said, these devils are too far. They way too far deep in, man. All right, they in too deep when it comes down to their left hand enchantments and sorcery and plan to get eradicate the Israelite man. All right, they have to go forward with their agenda. Okay.
Yep, and this is you can't see past a certain time period. But here it is, the prophets, the messengers of the Most High, are telling you what your end is, are declaring onto you what your end is, man. That's why you can't see past a certain time period. Well, we can. We see your through the scriptures, the Holy Spirit. We see your destruction, and then we see past your destruction, the kingdom of heaven established on the planet Earth. Okay, like the brother said, the beginning of it that follows. Esau's the end. This is the end of your world. That's the vision. We're showing you. All right, we're telling you. That's why you want to get rid of us.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir.
No, that was just weird.
This is Acts 20, verse 26, and this is you know, Paul's talking to the flock, man. It says, "Wherefore I take to you the record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men. For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Most High." So we're going to keep warning you. We're going to keep watching, observing, because that's our job. That's the task that the Most High has put at hand for us. Okay, so we're declaring unto you the counsel of the Most High. This devil is about to come down with great wrath to declare his NWO. Okay, and by doing that, his plan is to mark you with his technology. Okay, and you are not to take that. All right, and if you are successful, if you prevail, which the Lord has to be with you, if you prevail, okay, you will be saved. You will be beamed up in the chariots. All right, so flee from sin. Okay, keep fighting. Continue to be resilient. Continue to be a soldier for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, continue to fight the flesh. Continue to rebuke the tempter. Because we almost out of here. Alright. According to the seers, the prophets, this man's about to declare his NWO. He's about to make his chip mandatory, Lord's willing, within the next 6 months to a year, if not sooner. Okay. So it says, I'm going to read 27 again. "For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Most High." So this is love from the Most High. You literally have men speaking unto you the words of who you call God, man. Who you call God. Well, God never came to speak. Well, the Lord has set up his men and has revealed his secrets onto them to tell you his counsel. And what the scripture say, the Lord say, "My counsel shall stand." Last verse. "Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers. All right? Observing the times. Overseers of the flock. To feed the church of the Most High. And that's what we're doing. We're feeding you. Okay? Man shall not live by bread and water alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. Feeding you with knowledge and wisdom so you can be, as Scripture says, be able to withstand the wiles of the devil. Okay? It says, which he hath purchased with his own blood. Alright? So this Yahweh Shem Shai's prized possession that he has purchased with his blood. Okay? To give you the counsel, to let you know so you can overcome. As Scripture say, they overcame him. We can close out that Bible shot. Is that Revelation 20? Yeah. You know, because Yahweh Shem Shai is giving us the tools needed to overcome this devil. But you gotta believe and you gotta fight. Okay? Everything we need right here, the wisdom and knowledge, you got counselors, you got men, elders set up to feed you, to equip you with everything you need to overcome this devil, man. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Okay? Yahweh Shem Shai, we read Revelation 3:10 that he's going to be with us in his time. He's going to put the spirit on us to resist. Because this is the ultimate time of temptation. It's the hour of temptation. Where it's going to take sure willpower, not your own will. Because what Yahweh Shai said, if it be so, Lord, not my will, but thy will be done. So it's going to take, as El Tahar said this recently, he said they ain't going to hold you down and put one in you, man. It ain't going to happen like that. It's going to be of your own will. And it's not your own, we know that, but it's going to be of your own will whether you take that. But Yahweh Shai said he's going to be with us to give us the strength. I was meditating early today, man. Just you know, just meditating in the spirit on my way home from work. And it's just like, Jake be falling weak to, you know, to these women looking at their bodies and stuff, and it's like they'll fucking go off, man, and just fall weak to that shit. And I shook my head like, no. With the scripture say, put off that weak nature. All right. And I thought heaven was like, no, the Lord has given me the power to resist that. You can't be in that weak mentality. Oh, well, we weak, man. We just gonna fall. No, the Lord has given us the power to resist that. We ain't weak no more. We got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna be with us in that time to resist. Through Yahweh Shai, we have the victory, man. Okay, we can't fall. You know, of course we're gonna fall until we change, but we can't be given over to the flesh like that all the time, man. Because the Lord has given us his power, the spirit. He has made himself known unto us, man. So we can pray unto him and call him. And we don't gotta fall weak to this shit no more, man.
We tap into the greater that's in you.
Yeah, man. We ain't gotta fall weak to this no more. No, man. We in a spirit. Okay? We have the spirit now. We're not walking after the flesh no more. So we don't better resist in this time period through the will of Yahweh Shem Shai. If we be one of those men and he be with us, man, we're not gonna fall victim to this. You got it.
This is Michael, you want to bring something out? All right, this is Revelation 12 and verse 11, and it reads, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death.
Exactly. So it's absolutely nothing. These men can't be compromised. All right. These men cannot. These who he's talking about, they overcame him by the blood of Yahweh Shai, first and foremost. All right, by the word of his testimony, and love not their lives unto death. So this time that we're coming into, you have men that just can't be persuaded to Esau's BS. They can't be moved or turned, even if you know they're faced with death. Okay.
I got that word overcame real quick because to back you up, I was watching Elder Yashwamba's street teaching, and he said going into that Revelations the 14th chapter, it says they were sealed with their father's name in their forehead. So these men literally have the fear of the Lord in him. Like they're sealed. Whoever they are, we just hope to be a part of that number, but we don't know if we are, but we pray we are. We're doing the things that are necessary, okay, to obtain that prize. But bro, there are men literally in the scriptures walking the planet Earth. Some are here, some are asleep. That are the names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, going back to the bloodline, is sealed in their foreheads, bro. So all they know is to complete the mission. There's no stopping them. They ain't gonna fall. A just man is gonna fall 7 times. But when it comes down to overcoming the beast, all right, his image and his mark, they're programmed in their algorithm, all right, to overcome. And we just hope to be a part of that prevailing, all right, overcoming, man. A part of that great number of men who stood stiffly, all right. But real quick, to get that word overcame, it says to conquer, to carry on the victory, come off victorious, of Mashiach, victorious over all his foes. It says of Mashiachim, all right, it says Christians, but Mashiachim, that hold fast their faith, even unto death, against the power of their foes and temptations. Going back to that Revelation, the 3rd chapter, the brother brought out, to test who's of this world and who's of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It says, and persecutions. One who is arraigned or goes to law to win the case maintains one cause. Got a lot.
No, there's a thing about the word seal. That's where the integrity of a product is. If it's no seal on the product, you open up a drink and you don't feel that crack. You open up a bag of chips and there's a hole. The integrity of the product is compromised, and that's going to get rid of our people. They've been compromised. Again, likened onto a woman's private parts. Once that seal is broken, then that virginity, that V card is gone. And that's what it's going to help. That's what already been happening with our people, especially with that seer, man. Once you have that seer, that thing in you, your integrity has been compromised, to the fullest. And that's why, again, going to those that have been sealed with the name, that goes to, again, those virgins, that product hasn't been tampered with. Their minds are pure. They haven't been broken. They haven't been
Infiltrated.
In other words, but again, once again, the product that the Lord wants is, again, those wise virgins, man. As Apostle Paul likened us, as a chaste virgin to Yahushua, man. And again, that's again goes into the integrity of the product, and that's why, again, it's the whole point of sign and crime, man. Because the things that happen on this earth, man, the Lord don't come through us to say, no flesh will be saved, man. But of course, according to the script, the Lord has to return. But that's why it's say the just shall live by their faith. Yeah, so that's it, man. This devil's about to lose big, really lose, so why you want to be a loser with him? He's on his last hurrah, man. He's going all in. His ass is all the way out. He's letting people change their plummet, change transmissions, doing it all. He's even about to fight against the Lord of the heavens. And Twitter said he was scared, yet there's fight. He's scared, but he has to do this, But you don't have to bow that knee, man. You don't have to give in to his NWO, man. Trust in Yahweh. It's a choice. It's a conscious decision to give in or keep fighting. And again, that's what we're gonna do, man. Until the Lord keeps our call. That's what He says He's gonna do. We'll suffer the things that we're suffering now because we sin against Him, but the Lord's gonna come to help us, man. Like He said He would, and we believe that. So those was edifying, and those are all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, and peace and blessed be elect the wisdom. Shalom.
Shalom.